let's plan the year together. So if you have watched my Plan With Me videos before, you know that I am a big planner. I love to start the year off with a plan, and that is how I am able to consistently hit my business goals year after year. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through my step-by-step process for how I plan my content, my marketing strategies, and everything for the entire year in one setting. And if you want to actually do this along with me, you can get my Plan Your Year Like a Boss workshop, and it has a guided workbook that will walk you through everything that you will see on the wall back there. But even if you don't buy the workshop and get the workbook that goes along with it, you can just follow along with me through this video, and I guarantee it will help you to set your goals. And if you decide to buy the Plan Your Year Like a Boss workshop, you will get a step-by-step guided video that goes a little bit more in depth than this YouTube video, as well as the guided workbook that walks you through everything. It does the calculations for you, so you really have to do minimum work. So you can always come back and watch the video again later with the workbook. But let's get into today's planning session. What up, Kingdom Builders? Welcome back to my channel. I am Ebony Yvonne, your favorite business strategist in these internet streets. Welcome to Soul Struggle Land. This is my internet home where I help you to go from confused to the ethical, cash generating boss that we both know you are meant to be. And in today's video, we are doing a business planning session where I'm going to walk you through my strategy for planning out the entire 2023 year all in one session. Now, as I am planning this, it is already January. It is like the end of January. And typically it's like today is the 24th, right? So typically I would do this planning session in November, typically the last week of November, right after Black Friday, Cyber Monday is over, and or the beginning of December. But I actually plan to do this in November when I went to Vietnam for a month. I thought Vietnam was going to be like this rural, desolate country, and I was going to have the time for like a soul searching and a retreat, and I planned on doing like a 21-day business reset and basically stringing out my business planning session over a 21-day period. And then I got to Vietnam. It was absolutely gorgeous. It was very industrialized. There were skyscrapers and all these buildings and motorbikes, and it was popping. So your girl did not do my business planning session in November like I wanted to, because I wanted to enjoy Vietnam. And then after Vietnam, I took off. I planned to take off the whole month of December, and so I actually didn't do any work. And then my grandfather passed away the beginning of this month, so that went into like the first couple weeks into the year where I didn't really take any clients. I took one client only because he's like a VIP client that sends me clients also. So I'm doing my planning a little bit later than normal, but better late than never, right? And so you may be the same way where you never really plan for your business or you're getting a late start. I am letting you know that that is perfectly okay. You can still start today and create a plan that will help you to increase your sales, bring on new clients, and optimize your business for success in the new year. All right. So with all of that out the way, let's go ahead and start with the planning. The first thing I do before I actually start creating anything for the new year is I take a look back at the previous year, and I'll do what I like to call a business audit. Now, I know that different people do things differently. There are a lot of people who in their planning, they do like a review or a reflection period. And I do a personal reflection as well as review session, but I don't do that in my planning session. I typically do that at the end of the year when I think about what went really, really well? What did I enjoy about this year? What were some things that I didn't necessarily like? And even though I haven't done that in a formal capacity, I've kind of been doing it unofficially, just as I've been going day to day and doing different things during my December month, where I was pretty much idle and didn't see any clients and kind of took the month off. So with my reflection, one thing that I loved last year, I randomly decided I wanted to be a digital nomad, and I spent the last 6 months of 2022 traveling full time, and I love that I reclaimed my time and I was able to do something that I love and was one of the main reasons why I started my business in the first place. And then I kind of shifted my focus to providing full service lunch support, which helped me to increase my revenue for 2022 while not having to spend as much time on like my lunch accelerator and group coaching programs. So those are definitely things that I loved about 2022 that I want to bring into the new year as far as informal and personal stuff. But I also want to focus on the business. How did the business do, right? And so when it comes to doing a business audit, I typically like to look at a couple of different things, and I'm going to write them down over here on this board so you can follow along with me. All right, so first things first is we are going to do our business audit, right? And so for the business audit, what I typically like to do is to break this down into different categories. So the first category is analytics, right? Analytics, it's all about the numbers for me. I am a numbers girl. I like to look at the data and see what is the data telling me, right? When you look at the data, it is not personal. It is all business. The data is going to tell you how you really did. Sometimes we may look and see like my website is pretty. I've been posting consistently on social media or doing it for the gram. So business is good, right? But when you look at your numbers, how many sales did you get? How many followers did you get? How many of those followers were you able to convert into paying clients, right? How many webinars did you do? Did people show up for your webinar? How many people registered? How many people actually showed up? How many of those turned into sales, right? So looking at the numbers will give you a true snapshot of where your business is, and it also identifies profit leaks are areas in your business where there may be room for improvement. So always check those analytics. The numbers don't lie. The next thing is going to be, I'm going to leave a little bit of space there so I can write notes. The next thing is going to be branding. And so this is something that people normally don't look at and they don't think about. I want to say back in 2018, 2019, I think it was 2018, I had someone come in and take a look at my business. I had them look at my website, look at my course platform, and just do an audit and give me feedback. And the feedback that I got at the time was like, Ebony, it looks like every one of these courses was created by a different person, right? Because I had no branding, nothing was consistent. And even though it was a hard pill to swallow, I realized, I don't have no consistent branding. My website looks completely different from my Teachable platform where I host my courses. Even when you look at the courses sales page, all of the courses are different. There's no cohesiveness and everything is just all over the place. My logo didn't really make sense. So in 2019, I actually ended up doing a big branding rehaul to the brand colors and the logo and aesthetics that you see now. But nonetheless, I will still do a branding audit just to see where I am now and if there are things that need to be updated or things like that. So in addition to branding, something else that I do is I always audit my social media. So on social media, I'm just going to look to make sure that my messaging is clear, make sure if I'm posting consistently, what content performed really, really well, what content necessarily didn't do well, my bios are clear, all my links are working, everything is up to date, and fresh. The next thing that I look at is my overall messaging. So I like to look at my messaging. Is it clear? Is it on point? Who am I talking to? Has it changed throughout the year? As you grow throughout the years, this is going to definitely be applicable if you are a new entrepreneur or just starting out. So a lot of times the ideal client that you have, the messaging that you have in the beginning of your business, you will notice that it transforms over time. Like when I first started my business, of course, I was doing career coaching. I was leveraging my HR background. So I was talking to corporate professionals who wanted to learn how to negotiate their salary, get better paying jobs and things like that. And then I transitioned into business coaching. So of course, I have a totally different ideal client. But even in the business realm, at first, my programs were geared towards any online service provider, right? Whether you're a coach, a consultant, a course creator, a freelancer. And then over time, even that, I've gotten more specific to where most of my programs are geared towards just coaches and freelancers, okay? All right, so that is something that you want to pay attention to is the messaging. How well is your messaging speaking to your audience? Is it clear? Do you need to change it, update it, rephrase things? Is it easy for your audience to understand? And are you actually attracting clients with your current messaging? And then last but not least is your sales systems. And with the sales systems, this is where I just like to go in and make sure all of my sales funnels are working. They're doing what they are supposed to do. I'm able to collect payments. I'm able to start the onboarding process, and everything is automated without me having to have manual points of touches, right? Everything is working how it should. So I'm going to go back to my computer now and actually just start doing my business audit. I'm going to look at my analytics and all this stuff. And then I'm going to take notes here for things that I notice, okay, like things I may be doing well or things that need improvement. So while I'm going through mine, you could do the same. So I am now done with my business audit, and overall your girl did pretty good, but we do have some things that we need to work on. So in my analytics tool, it is actually out of date. It has not been collecting all the data since I believe like April or May of 2022, and the reason is because I use a tool called 𝗥𝗲𝗀𝗽𝗃. And basically it sits on top of Google Analytics, but with all the privacy changes last year, the person who actually runs 𝗥𝗲𝗀𝗽𝗃, they stopped using Google Analytics and they moved to a different tool, and they recommend a different tool for us to use. I can't remember what it is, but this is definitely going to be something that I need to get done the first quarter of this year, is to actually migrate my data to the new system so that we can start tracking data analytics and we'll have a full year instead of just half of the year. And something else when it comes to analytics is that my PayPal and Upwork data and sales are not being accounted for right now. So hopefully when I migrate to the new system, all of this will be automated as well, or maybe I could find a way to export documents or export files from PayPal and Upwork into the new analytics system. So we definitely have to get this updated. My branding overall is on point. Again, I did a big overhaul in 2019. So the branding is still good, but one thing that I do want to add for this year is I want to do more branded email templates for specific things. So this year, I'm still going to do my Marketing Monday emails that I send on Mondays. An email for like most people will send for a blog, but when I update my YouTube video, so I'll have a template for that. for videos, and then I'm going to start doing a weekly wrap-up email where I'll just kind of summarize everything that was happening in the community throughout the week. So I want a template for that, and then a template for flash sales as well. So that's something that I can work on in Q1 as well. Overall, social media was easy to audit because I'm not really active on Instagram or Facebook. The end of 2022, your girl was getting kind of lazy. I started slacking on the YouTube SEO and descriptions, which is really going to be a driving factor towards getting more visibility on YouTube videos. So this year, I definitely want to make sure that I pay more attention and make sure that I'm not skipping on YouTube SEO and description for videos. Messaging overall is pretty good, on point. I didn't have any weaknesses or anything that I wanted to change as of right now. And then sales systems, I noticed that I use my courses are sold through Teachable, and then my email service provider is ConvertKit. But for some reason, when someone purchases an order bump, which is like an upsell on the checkout page, those order bumps are not being accounted for in ConvertKit. So I probably will just have my assistant open a ticket for this, but I definitely want to make sure that I stay on top of it because this also impacts my sales analytics and my tags as well, because I don't like to send emails to people for stuff that they've already purchased. So I definitely want to make sure that these order bumps get captured. And then I need to update the sales funnel for Kingdom Built. So the audit is done. The next thing that I want to do is just map out all of my business expenses. So I will show you how I do that on my laptop. Now I am in the actual annual business planning workbook that accompanies the Plan Your Year Like a Boss workshop. So if you are following along with the workshop, then what I want you to do is to hop over to page 9, and I'm going to show you how to map out your expenses. So first things first is we're going to make this fit on one page, and how I want you to use this worksheet is I want you to go through for the previous year. So that's going to be 2022, and write down all of your expenses for the entire year. What I'm going to do is start by listing out all of my business expenses. So I have my webinar jam that I use, which is $290, which is $297 per year. I have my Calendly subscription, which I think is like $100 per year. I have my Wix website, which is, I want to say, about $300. And even though as I'm doing this tutorial, I'm saying about, I'm doing that for the sake of the training so that I don't have to waste time going to look all of this up. But as soon as I get off of this video, I'm going to go in and put these specific numbers. So instead of saying $300, if it's actually $294, I'm going to change it to $294 because I want to have exact amounts versus estimates, okay? The more specific you can be, the better. So I'm going to do this for all of my business expenses. Life has been crazy. And so what you want to do with your current total expenses is you want to determine how much money you are spending on an annual basis just to live your life, just to operate your business. The reason why you want to map out your expenses is because you need to know at a bare minimum, this is how much money I need to make in order to break even year after year. And this is so important because at least 3 occasions last year, I had strategy sessions with people who could not figure out why they weren't turning a profit in their business. And the reason why is because their expenses, their monthly annual business expenses, was actually more than the actual revenue that they were bringing into their business. So I was able to tell them, like, look, like, you're not even making enough money to cover your basic expenses. Like, you're hustling backwards and you're going deeper and deeper in the hole every single month. But if you don't know how much it's costing you to run your business, you are likely going to not have a good profit margin as well, because you don't even know what it takes to run your business. So map out those expenses, okay? And thank me later. Now that you have mapped out your expenses and you know exactly how much it is costing you to live your life and to run your business, you can set a more realistic income goal, right? You can set an income goal that you know is going to give you a 30% buffer, maybe a 50% buffer above what your expenses are. If you have the Plan Your Year Like a Boss workshop, in the training, I'll also do a little bit more of a deep dive into mapping out your expenses. And I'll also show you how to fill out the other side of that spreadsheet that I just showed you, the worksheet where you can do your ideal expenses, right? So your current expenses is how you operated your business the last year. But as you plan for the new year, you also want to map out your ideal life and those expenses. So if you know this year you want to be able to hire an employee, you know that you want to be able to hire a maid, maybe you want to hire contractors and outsource your graphic designs, you want to account for those expenses as well under your ideal expenses. So how much is it going to cost you to hire that graphic designer? How much is it going to cost you to hire a maid, right? So you can map out your ideal expenses for the things that you want to add this year and then base your income off of that as well. But I dive deeper into that in the actual Plan Your Year Like a Boss workshop, okay? But because I don't want to make this video ridiculously long, I don't want to go through all of that because it may confuse some people if you're not ready for that level of hiring in your business. Okay, so now that you have your expenses done, the next thing is to actually set your income goal for the new year and break that down into goals based on the quarter, the month, the week, as well as daily. And now by this point, we have mapped out our expenses. We have planned our income goal for 2023. And the next thing is to actually create a plan for how you are going to get to your income goal. I don't like to just set a goal and it's arbitrary and it's like, I'm gonna make 6 figures and then just go throughout the year like, I'm gonna make 6 figures. Like, how do you plan to get there? And so this next section is really important. And in my opinion, this is what has been like that one thing that really helps me to get to my goals year after year. And so what I do is I actually plan my offers, and I will say, okay, in order for me to get to my annual income goal, how many of each products and services do I need to sell? And I will break down and show you what I mean in a minute. But first, I want to kind of share my strategy for how I'm doing it a little bit different this year. If you watch my previous story time video where I talked about how I increased my revenue by slashing my clientele in half and my marketing efforts, then I shared how I applied the Pareto principle, the 80-20 rule to my business, and how I basically created a new full service lunch support that really helped me to scale my business and accounted for a lot of my revenue last year, right? And so this year, I'm kind of expanding the 80-20 rule into other areas of my business. So over the years, I have created 30, 40 different courses, digital products, different coaching programs. And what I am actually doing this year, and I did when I was looking at my audit and my analytics, is of all the programs that I sell, all the courses that I sell, which ones are making me the most money? And just like the 80-20 rule suggests, like 80% of my revenue is actually coming from 20% of, well, a little bit more than 20% of the courses that I actually sell. So this year, instead of me promoting all of the 40 different courses that I have in my Teachable school, I'm only going to focus on promoting the top 6. I believe it's 6. Let's see. Plan Your Year, 10K a launch, Email Boss, Digital Boss. Yeah, so there's going to be 6 courses that I am going to focus all of my promotions around. I'm not really going to worry about promoting all the other courses that I have. Maybe I will use them as upsells or order bumps in the top 6 that I'm going to focus on. But who knows? I may work them in some way, but I don't know. At this point, my strategy for this year is to only focus on the 6 courses that have generated the most money for me to date, and I'm not really going to worry about promoting the other courses that don't make as much money. And I'm also still going to focus on my full service lunch support. The great thing about last year is most of my full service lunch support was existing clients that were repeat or reoccurring clients that hired me for one lunch campaign and then hired me for like a summer sale, their Black Friday campaigns. And then I have a few clients that actually bring me their clients, right? So most of my clients were from client referrals. So this year, what I want to do is really focus on updating my client referral system so that will help me to generate more sales. And also I want to start marketing my full service lunch support. So even though it was a big money maker for me last year, I didn't really market it. It was kind of like I reached out to existing clients, and then those clients were repeats and then also sent me referrals. So I didn't really do much marketing. So this year I'm going to actually market it, and hopefully that will help me to generate more sales as well. So that is my plan for this year, is to focus on only my top 6 courses that have generated the most money in the past. And then I'm still going to have my lunch accelerator. I'm not doing my business accelerator this year. I'm not doing the coaching membership this year. The coaching membership took a lot out of me. I have literally been doing group coaching sessions since 2018. So like every Tuesday since 2018, my Tuesdays were dedicated to group coaching, and I don't want my schedule to be dictated by any service that I offer. So that's why the coaching membership, I ended it in December. I'm not bringing it into the new year. And I'm not going to do the business accelerator. I'm only going to do the lunch accelerator. And I'm going to focus on the top 6 courses that have been generated the most money, and then full service lunch support. And once I kind of migrate down to only these products and services, who knows, I may notice that, I can still apply the 80-20 rule, and then 20% of my services are generating 80% of the revenue, and I may decide to just go all in just on the courses or just on the accelerator or something. Who knows? So we'll see how it goes. Don't be afraid to test things out in your business. I know a lot of times, people look to coaches and mentors to tell them what to do, but sometimes you have to just figure things out through trial and error, and don't be afraid to test out different things in your business. 2022 was literally an experiment for me. I decided that I didn't want to be on social media. So I was like, what would it look like building a business without relying on Facebook or Instagram, right? And every single coach or business mentor that I had told me, you have to have an online presence. You have to be on social media. And I've still been able to get clients and build a successful business without Instagram as a part of my marketing strategy or Facebook as a part of my marketing strategy. So don't be afraid to test things out. Like, I decided to reach out to clients and say, like, how can I support you more, right? And because of that, it helped me to create the full service lunch support, which was a drastic increase in revenue for me. So don't be afraid to test things out. All right. So now I want to show you how you can plan your offers so that you can actually figure out exactly how you're going to get to your income goal. All right, we are back to the Plan Your Year Like a Boss workbook, and I want to show you how to actually get to your income goal. And so these are my actual goals for the year to get to my income goal. I'm going to focus on marketing these 6 courses that I have right here, the ones you see right here. I'm only going to focus on the Kingdom Built Lunch Accelerator, and I'm going to focus on my full service lunch support, which that is a VIP day where we sit down and plan your lunch together. And then I have my done for you lunch where I would do all your lunch copy. And then I have done for you lunch copy, plus I will actually do the tech setup. So this is my goal for the year. And as you can see, I have how many of each one that I need to sell to get to my goal. And then I also have the income that I will make from each one of these. So if you have the Plan Your Year Like a Boss workbook, all of these numbers are automatically calculated for you, and the total down at the bottom will change as you plug in your numbers. But as you input numbers in here, let's say, I'm like, you know what? I don't know if I can sell 500 email boss bundles. Maybe 300 is a better number. You can see when I put in 300 that this number automatically changes under income goal, and it also changes the total income down at the bottom. And so as you change these numbers, you will notice that the totals in the end column under income goal as well as the total income also change. So what you want to do is figure out, okay, based on the capacity that you have, whether it's just you, whether you have a team of people that are working with you, how many coaching clients can you have at one time? How many courses do you need to sell to hit your goal? All right, so now that I have done my business audit, I know the weaknesses, the strengths in my business, what I need to work on. Now that I have mapped out my expenses, I have planned my annual income, and I've actually mapped out my offers to help me hit my income goal. What I want to do is really to start to map that into an annual plan of how I'm actually going to get there each quarter and also month to month. So we're going to fill in my 12 month planner here. This is also in the Plan Your Year Like a Boss workshop. But for me, I am a visual person, so I like to draw this out. And just so y'all know that I am true to this, not new to this, y'all. This is my 12 month. No, not this one. Where's my, here it is. This is my 12 month planner from last year, okay? And so I am a visual person. The only reason I drew a new one is because this old one doesn't stick to the wall anymore. And this right here, this poster board is just a poster from Office Depot. I got it from Office Depot, and it's just like one of the giant sticky pads or whatever. And so I travel with this. When I'm traveling country to country, you can see why it's kind of curled up, because I actually literally roll this up and take it with me in my suitcase. All right, but I am a visual person, so I like to draw it out. And then if you want to, you can just write on here with a marker and fill in each of these boxes of what you want to do. But sometimes I move things around, and I'll change a promo. I may have it for 1 month and decide to do it a different time. So for me, what I like to do is actually use different colored sticky notes. So these are still Post-its. They're just really small and in different colors. And each one of the colors represents something different. And I'll explain all that in a second. So the first thing that I like to do is to just write out everything that I want to do month to month. So as we look at our business audit, under analytics, it says that my current analytic tool is out of date. It hasn't been updating my analytics since May. So one of the priorities for quarter one is going to be updating my analytic tool, because that is going to impact the entire year. So I'm just going to take my blue sticky thing, is going to be projects or things that I need to work on, and I'm going to write update analytics, and then we're going to make this a priority for January. By the end of this month, analytics need to be updated so we can track our numbers. And this is something I will probably delegate to my assistant. She's good at different apps and tools and things like that. And something else that I know we need to work on is I want to get branded email templates done. So this is going to go on a blue sticky as well. For Q1, I'm just going to put branded templates for emails. And this is going to be a project that I can also work on. I'm going to outsource that. I'll probably hire someone off of Upwork that can do that. That's going to be a project that I can get done this month as well. And then we're going to go into promotions. And so for my promotions, I'm going to use these pink post-it notes. And I'm not doing a promotion for this month in January, but for next year, I'm going to relaunch the Kingdom Build Launch Accelerator. So I'm going to put lunch here. And then this is going to be a promo that's going to be in February. So what I have here is for the lunch. I may actually start working on some of the marketing campaigns in this month. So we're going to do a promo for the lunch accelerator in February. And March is my birthday. I normally will do a birthday sale as a promo for my birthday. And then I'll fill in all the holidays that I normally do promotions, right? Alright, so let me show you what I have so far. I have filled this in. You can see as far as projects, I only have things that I need to get done in the first quarter for January and February. But as the year goes on, I will continue to add stuff to this, and I may actually end up moving some things around. But the blue again is for projects that need to be done. The pink is for promos that are going to happen in those months. And the reason why I love doing it with the sticky tabs is I can easily move this from one month to the other if I decide that I want to do it in a different month and my planner still looks pretty clean. And the yellow, neon green sticky tabs are basically themes for the month. So when it comes to my content creation, I like to stick to one topic for like 3 or 4 pieces of content at a time. So for my email list, for my YouTube content, I will probably talk about business optimization and skills for the whole first quarter, right? I'll probably focus on content around organization when I send out my emails, as well as on the YouTube channel. Something else, once I get my new analytic tool set up, I do want to talk about KPIs and how to track those and how to pivot based on your analytics. So I may do that video in this quarter. It may end up moving to another quarter, but the yellow is themes for each month that I want to focus on. So again, the orange is just planning sessions, reminding me that I have a meeting to actually sit down and plan. As I book more meetings, I'll add those as well. As I set my travel dates for this year, I will block off what dates I'm not going to be available, or any time period that I don't want to schedule clients. So there you have it. That is pretty much how I plan my business year every single year, and it is how you can do the same. Don't forget, if you want additional support, to click the link down in the description box and grab the Plan Your Year Like a Boss workshop. It does have its own dedicated step-by-step videos inside of the course dashboard, as well as the workbook that accompanies the workshop. Okay, now even if you don't purchase it, don't feel like you have to have it in order to plan your year. This video pretty much guides you through my process, but in the Plan Your Year Like a Boss workshop, it does cover a couple of additional lessons and additional steps to help you plan your year. There's also a quarterly review worksheet that helps you to really outline, especially, okay, this was my goal for the quarter, this is how I did, this is the gap between my goal and what was actual, and it helps you to update your plan for the next quarter. Each quarter, there's additional worksheets that will help you to decide what you really want for your business, to map out what you want your year to look like, and all of that. So it is 22 pages of guided help for you to plan your year. So grab that planning session. I guarantee you will not be disappointed, and it will help you to hit your goals this year and every year after that. Let me know down in the comments, like, what are your goals for 2023? Do you want to expand your team, hire more employees, work with contractors? Do you want to free up more of your time like me so you can travel, spend time with your family, your friends? Let me know all the tea. Do you want to sell a specific number of products and services? Do you want to get to a certain income goal? Let me know what your plans are for the year down in the comments. And as always, I just want to say thank you so much for stopping by my internet home. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and turn on those notifications so you can be the first one to get notified when I upload another video like this. Again, my goal for this year on this YouTube channel is I really want to get away from all the lunch strategies and how to get clients and how to make money videos, and focus more on tools and systems to help you to organize and systematize your business. Because if you don't have your business structure in order, it is going to impact the experience that your clients have and your ability to get clients. So this year we're getting that back in order. And so I want to provide more content to help you do that. Okay. Bye, y'all.